All right, let's kick off another deep dive. Today, we're all about Calvin Klein.
Ooh, good one.
See, I knew you'd be into this.
Yeah.
I mean, who isn't fascinated by Calvin Klein?
Seriously, what a legacy.
Right. And we've got a mountain of research.
I know. I saw the stack.
We're going deep. Like early days, iconic campaigns, the business side, everything.
Can't wait.
So here, Calvin Klein, and boom, instant image, right? But it's funny.
It is, yeah.
It's sleek, minimalist, but then there's that edge.
Totally. Minimalism, but with boldness, you know.
Exactly. Not every designer nails that.
That's what's so genius about him, don't you think? His designs, instantly recognizable. Clean lines, simple, luxurious materials, but there's that bite to it.
It's never boring.
Never.
Nope.
And this whole minimalism with boldness thing, it wasn't just the clothes.
Oh, no, not even close.
The whole approach, especially the advertising.
Oh, we got to talk ads. But hold on, back to the design for a second. I was reading about the whole designer jeans thing. Like he took denim back then, workwear, and made it high fashion. How do you do that?
Total game changer. Back then, jeans were just practical, right? Klein saw something more, something aspirational. And he focused on fit, fabric, cut, high-quality denim, the silhouettes, that signature minimalist look.
So jeans weren't just for, like, cowboys anymore.
No way. Suddenly they were for the fashion-forward crowd.
And underwear. Who even thought about designer underwear before him?
It's crazy, right? Like, he saw opportunity where everyone else just saw underwear.
Just a basic thing.
Exactly. And he used high-end stuff, innovative design. Oh, and of course, those ads.
Oh, yeah, those ads.
He made underwear something you desired, not just needed.
Genius marketing, honestly.
Truly.
Speaking of, we got to address the elephant in the room. Those ads, they were controversial, no question.
Definitely pushed some buttons.
Was it always calculated, you think? To shock people, get them talking?
It's tricky. That's a good question. It wasn't just shock for shock's sake, I think.
Right, there was more to it.
Yeah, like he tapped into something, that sense of rebellion, freedom, self-expression.
The youth were into that.
Absolutely. That Brooke Shields campaign, you want to know what comes between me and my Calvins? Nothing. It was provocative.
Oh, for sure.
But also confident, individualistic, and people loved that.
It got people talking. Though now, looking back, it almost seems tame.
Things have changed, haven't they?
Seriously. But did all that pushing the envelope ever backfire?
Anytime you push boundaries, someone's going to be upset, right?
Makes sense.
And Klein had his critics, boycotts, protests, the whole 9 yards.
Wow.
But that controversy, it also fed his success, kept people talking, cemented him as the innovator, the one who wasn't afraid.
Fascinating how he walked that line.
It really is.
And it brings up another thing. This guy was resilient.
Oh, yeah. He had his ups and downs.
Financial setbacks, the criticism, almost went bankrupt in the 90s, but always came back swinging.
That's what separates the greats, you know? Not just talent, but that grit to push through.
Tell me about that near bankruptcy.
Early 90s, companies on the verge of collapse, massive debt, sales are down, it's bad.
Oof, sounds rough.
But he didn't give up. Restructured, refocused, doubled down on what made him unique.
Basically had to reinvent himself.
And he did successfully, too.
Takes guts.
For sure. So we've got the minimalism, the bold marketing, the resilience. What else?
Go man, what else did you find?
Well, this stuck out to me. Klein understood branding.
Ah, yes.
Not just clothes, a whole lifestyle.
Right. The name Calvin Klein became this symbol of like cool, aspirational living.
And that wasn't by accident. Every detail, the clothes, the models, the aesthetic, all carefully chosen to project that image.
Revolutionary back then.
Totally. It makes you wonder, was it just innate? Yeah. Or was it calculated, research, focus groups, all that?
Like, did he just know or did he study it?
It's both, I think. Incredibly attuned to the culture, but also trusted his instincts. He had a vision and went for it.
And it paid off big time.
Yeah.
But not alone, right? Those collaborations.
Oh, huge. Avedon, Brooke Shields, all of them.
They were key to his success.
Absolutely. It's a lesson for all of us, right? Even the best need a team.
Can't do it all alone.
Nope. Klein knew his strengths, found people to complement them. Collaboration wasn't optional, it was essential.
This is so fascinating. And we've only scratched the surface.
I know, bro.
There's so much more to unpack. What else can you tell us about this fashion titan, huh?
Well, there's the whole team aspect. That's worth diving into.
Oh, yeah, let's get into that. Tell me more about how he built his team and all that.
So what's interesting is it wasn't just about finding talented people. It was about finding people who shared his passion.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, like a shared vision, right?
Exactly. He created this like ecosystem of creativity around him. And speaking of creative, those photographers, Avedon.
Legendary. What made those partnerships work so well?
He knew fashion wasn't just clothes, it was the image, the feeling.
The story behind it.
Yeah. And those photographers could translate that vision. Avedon especially, he captured that raw energy, that sensuality, the essence of Calvin Klein.
Totally. And they became so iconic, those images.
Right, like burned into our minds.
That Brooke Shields campaign, Avedon shot it.
Oh yeah, controversial, sure, but also like art.
It was art.
Pushed boundaries, elevated the whole fashion photography game.
So we've got the minimalism, the marketing, the resilience, the collaborations. Anything in your research surprise you?
Yeah.
About Klein, his approach?
You know, it struck me, he was always challenging conventions, not just the designs, the ads, but the business too.
Really? Like how?
Licensing, for example. One of the first to really get it.
Licensing.
Yeah, like he realized he could expand the brand beyond clothes, license his name, designs for other stuff.
But what kind of stuff?
Fragrances, accessories, even home goods. Built a whole empire that way.
Wow, that's smart.
Total visionary. Saw the bigger picture, took risks. Not just about business, though, the creative side, too.
Give me the example.
Early 90s, grunge was huge.
Oh, yeah, everyone was wearing it.
And most designers tried copying that look, but Klein, he went the opposite way. Doubled down on minimalism. Streamlined, refined, like a contrast to all that baggy grunge.
So he zigged while everyone zagged.
Exactly. And it worked. Stood out, reaffirmed that timeless, sophisticated vibe, didn't follow trends, stuck to his vision.
Which I guess is another takeaway, right?
Yeah.
Stay true to yourself even when it's not the popular thing.
Absolutely. Takes confidence. Believing in yourself when others might not.
That's hard though, isn't it? How do you even build that kind of confidence?
It starts with knowing yourself, your strengths, what you're good at, and then surrounding yourself with the right people, the ones who believe in you.
Your own personal hype squad.
Exactly. But even with all that, talent, vision, confidence, I'm sure Klein had doubts.
Everyone does.
Oh yeah, this guy went through it all. Money problems, creative blocks, bad press. But he always bounced back.
There's that resilience again.
It's essential no matter what you do. That mental toughness, learning from mistakes, pushing forward.
Not just bouncing back, evolving too, right?
Yeah.
Fashion's always changing.
Oh yeah, so fickle. But he was a master at reinvention. Always adapting, experimenting, pushing himself.
Keeping things fresh.
Constantly. Always looking for new ways to express his vision, connect with people.
Like he knew what was coming next.
He did have a knack for that. And wasn't afraid to take risks, try new things, even if it meant flopping sometimes.
So what's the lesson there for our listeners? How do we stay relevant, reinvent ourselves like that?
Be open to change. That's key. New ideas, new ways of doing things. Step outside your comfort zone. Experiment.
Be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Exactly. And have the guts to let go of what's not working. Embrace those new possibilities.
The only constant is change,
That's
right?
it. But it's not random change. It's strategic. Know your audience. Anticipate what they need.
And that's where Klein was so good.
He had that gift, tapping into the culture, understanding what people craved, and then delivering it.
In a way they never expected.
Unexpected, but irresistible.
We've talked fashion, but what about his impact beyond that? What can we learn from his story, no matter what we do in life?
It all comes back to believing in yourself. That's what fueled his success, that unwavering confidence, even when no one else got it.
He just knew, didn't he?
He did. And that kind of belief, it's contagious. It inspires other people.
That's how you start a movement.
It is. So it's not just the idea, it's the courage to follow through, bring others along.
Like Klein was saying, I'm here to make a statement, leave my mark.
And he did. What a legacy.
He really did. Powerful stuff. So as we wrap up this Calvin Klein deep dive, I want to turn it over to you, the listener.
What are your takeaways? What resonated with you?
What sparked your curiosity?
What inspires you to think differently, push yourself?
We want to hear it. But for now, we got to take a quick break. What a story, huh?
I mean, Calvin Klein truly changed the game. Fashion, branding, even how we see ourselves.
A true pioneer, yeah. I think it goes way beyond just the clothes. It's those lessons. Staying true to yourself, collaboration, challenging those conventions.
Oh, and trusting your gut. That kept coming up.
It did, right. He just had this sense like he knew what people wanted before they did. It's uncanny.
It really is. But it wasn't just luck. It was that constant observation, absorbing, learning, like a sponge.
Makes you wonder, what would he be doing now if he was still in charge? You know, what would he think of fashion today?
That's a good one. Probably pushing even more boundaries, I bet. New technologies, new ways to connect with people. Maybe digital fashion or that whole sustainability thing.
Oh, yeah. Or maybe mentoring the new generation, sharing his wisdom, encouraging them to shake things up.
Definitely. He loved supporting young talent, pushing the industry forward.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with this. What's your blueprint? For success, I mean.
What are your principles? What bold moves are you ready to make?
Think about what we learned from Klein. The minimalism with boldness, the innovation, the resilience, that branding genius, the collaboration, that unwavering belief in himself.
And remember, this isn't just for fashion people. Entrepreneur, artist, whatever your dream is, these principles, they're universal.
So go out there, create something amazing, trust your gut, push those boundaries, make your mark.
Just like Calvin Klein.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll be back with another one soon, exploring more of the minds behind extraordinary success. See you then.